Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. This is the War Train here. In today's video, I'm going to be replying to my good friend Sam from Contagious Collections. Now, recently Sam put out a video where he basically showed off his favorite, or one of his favorite gaming franchises, which his was Resident Evil, which is absolutely a fantastic franchise. I love the series. So he, in that video, called on any one of us that wanted to make a video basically showing what our, one of our favorite franchises is and showing off the collection. So far we had him show Resident Evil, Steve Craig, he showed Castlevania, his Castlevania collection, which is awesome, and Kevin from Kamikaze Kun, also Final Fantasy, showed off a bunch of his Final Fantasy games and talked about the series. Absolutely awesome, all of them. But mine is The Legend of Zelda. A lot of you guys that follow the channel or know me, you know that it's my favorite franchise, hands down. So I'm gonna, go over basically more of the gaming stuff because I have a massive Legend of Zelda collection at this point in time. So I'm going to focus mostly on the gaming side of it instead of plushes or amiibos or any of that stuff, because I have every Legend of Zelda amiibo, different variants of them. It's just out of the box, in the box, it's absolutely insane. So I'm going to focus more on the either hardware or the game side of things. So I got a lot of stuff to show you guys, so let's get into it. Alright guys, so let's get started. Hopefully I didn't forget too much stuff, because there's a lot. So first off, let's start out with NES. Now, I have the first two Legend of Zelda games, Legend of Zelda Original and The Adventures of Link Zelda 2, both complete in box. These are actually in really decent condition. The map and everything inside the original game is absolutely mint. The map looks like it's came out of 1986. It's absolutely crazy. And I also have a loose cart of the original game as well, and I have a gray version cart of the second Zelda game as well. Alright, so moving on to, I guess, Game Boy. That's kind of what I have next to me here. So I have a loose copy of the Game Boy Color version, Legend of Zelda Link's Awakening, the DX edition. This is one of the games that I do not have complete that I eventually plan on getting. So, but regardless, you can see I have a loose card of it. Absolutely fantastic game. And I also have a loose cart of the Game Boy Color Oracle of Ages and Oracle of Seasons. Now, these are my original copies that I got, when this game launched. So pretty cool to still have the original ones that I have with my original save game data on these. So pretty cool stuff. I really like the handheld Zelda games because I am a fan of pretty much all the different styles, the 3D, the top-down style. I love all of it. Alright, so I got next to me here two loose carts of Ocarina of Time, the standard edition. And this is an original cart as well, one that I would have had when this game had launched, and I also have a launch copy of the Majora's Mask. So these still have my original save game data on them as well, unless the batteries died in them, but I don't think so because I've had them both playing recently. But pretty awesome stuff. Now let's see. There's just so much here. I have a huge pile of games. Alright, so I guess moving on to some more handheld stuff. Thanks to my good friend Steve Craig, he got me a copy of the Game Boy Advance version of Zelda 2, which this is a sealed copy. So thanks again, Steve. Really happy to have this game in my collection. I also have a sealed copy of The Legend of Zelda Oracle of Ages here. This is in excellent condition. I'm so happy to have this. And this is the foil version. There's two different versions. These are like where this is like a glossy foil on the front. And I also have the glossy foil version of Oracle of Seasons. Now this one is not sealed, but the other one is. But both of them in amazing condition. And then I have a copy of Legend of Zelda: Link to the Past for Game Boy Advance, which includes the Four Swords adventure. And I also have a copy of a complete copy of the Minish Cap. Absolutely great games. All these handheld games are just fantastic. If you haven't played any of the handheld Legend of Zelda games, I highly recommend them. They are a ton of fun. Alright, so now moving on to what I have for Super Nintendo, which is only one game, and that is A Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past. And this is a complete copy and in just remarkable condition. When I got these, I had to get these in really good shape because these games are really important to me. So I wanted them to reflect that in the condition. And the next one I got is the collector's edition of Oracle of Time. Absolutely awesome. Or Ocarina, what did I say? Oracle of Time? Got Oracle of Seasons in my head. Ocarina of Time. This thing is just in amazing condition. I still can't believe that I have this and it's in this good of shape. So I am just so happy to have this in my collection. You have no idea. And I also have a complete copy of Majora's Mask, which this is the collector's edition as well. Absolutely just amazing games. And I wanted to show something real quick. My buddy Sam, that I'm responding to his video from Contagious Collections, he had made and sent me this NES controller, which is absolutely awesome. Thanks again, Sam. This is just so cool looking. I'm so happy to have this, man. And obviously you can see this is for the Adventures of Link, Zelda 2. And just this thing, just the finish on this just looks awesome. The shine, the color combinations with the decal, I mean, it's just spot on. He did a great job. Alright, so I guess before I jump to more modern consoles, I'm going to jump to some more handheld stuff. So right here I have a stack of DS and 3DS games. So first one I got here is for the DS, and that is the Phantom Hourglass. This is a complete copy. And the good thing about, like DS games and stuff is having these hard cases, versus cardboard. These hold up extremely, way better. They just night and day difference. So, it's nice that, more modern stuff definitely holds up a lot better than the older stuff. And I also have a complete copy of the Spirit Tracks. And then I have a copy of Ocarina of Time 3D, and not Oracle of Time, which I'm getting my games crossed. So Ocarina of Time 3D, an absolutely amazing version of the game. As far as I'm concerned, this is the definitive way to play these games. Looks amazing on the 3DS. I really like the 3D feature on this game. And I also have the Nintendo Select version of Ocarina of Time. First I had this, and then I had to, upgrade. So, all complete copies. The next one is Majora's Mask 3D. Same with this one. Totally definitive way to play this game. The upgrades to the visuals on both these games are just excellent. And the next one is A Link Between Worlds, an absolutely fantastic game, just made for the 3DS. Game is just awesome. And complete copy, and another complete copy of A Link Between Worlds, the Nintendo Selects version. So another one I had to upgrade. And a copy of Legend of Zelda Triforce Heroes. Another complete copy. And a sealed copy as of now, but probably won't be sealed too much longer, of Hyrule Warriors Legends, also for the 3DS. So awesome, absolutely awesome stuff. Glad to have all these games. Alright, so now moving into Gamecube. So moving back into consoles. Alright, so as far as Gamecube, I have a player select version of the Wind Waker. Complete copy. I absolutely love the Wind Waker. Actually, I love all these games, to be totally honest. And let's see, the 2-game bonus disc, which has Ocarina of Time and Ocarina of Time Master Quest on it. So pretty awesome to have that. Now this, as you can see on the back, it has like some demos too of some of the other games. I think they're demos, or just sneak peek and just showing some other GameCube titles. But regardless, pretty cool that they put that on there. And I also have the Legend of Zelda Collector's Edition promotional disc, which includes the 4 classic games, which is Legend of Zelda 1, Legend of Zelda 2, and Ocarina of Time, and Majora's Mask, and it has a playable demo of the Wind Waker. So really, really cool. And I also have a copy of Four Swords Adventure, which is a ton of fun. I've been playing this recently, and I love this game. I'm having a blast playing it. But I also, well, I'll show you this one first, and I'll show you what I was going to show you. But I also have Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess, and like I said, all of these are complete copies. And the price of these GameCube games are just like going crazy as of late. I mean, they were always pretty high, but as of lately, they've been getting a lot higher. It's kind of disgusting. And I also have a complete version of Four Swords Adventure, as well as just a loose copy of the game. I also have another copy in here, which I don't really take out because I don't really want to open this box more than I have to, which I also have the Game Boy Advance link cable inside here as well, and I have a couple of them. So I have one in here, and then I have a bunch in the drawer. But absolutely awesome. I had originally got this, but then I got the game just like a separate sleeve of it, because I don't want to have to take it out of this box, because I don't want to damage the box any more than it already has a little bit of shelf wear. So but regardless, really, really cool, and happy to have all those. Alright, so moving on here to the Wii. So the first one I got here is a kind of rough, well, the cover's rough, but this is Lynx crossbow training. Obviously you could see this copy had that sticker ripped, which ripped the artwork, which kind of sucks, but everything's there. Eventually I may upgrade to the version that or like a sealed version that has like the zapper and everything, all in due time. But for right now, I just have that version. And I also have a copy of Twilight Princess for the Wii, a complete copy, because I was going for I'm going for every version of Legend of Zelda for every different system. So I obviously, with the GameCube version, I also wanted to get the Wii version, which originally was the original version that I played. And I also have a a copy of Skyward Sword here. Now this is the 25th anniversary version, but this version that I have in here is missing the CD, so that kind of sucks. But the game and the manual and everything is there, so at least I got that. Eventually I'll hunt down just the single disc. And I also have a sealed copy of the same game. So, like, I already have a complete copy, but I want to make this one complete as well. But like I said, this one is sealed. And I also have the big box version that I recently got with the you know, the gold Wiimote with the Wii Motion Plus, and you know, this has that disc in there, the music 25th anniversary edition orchestral CD music or whatever. So pretty awesome stuff. Glad to finally have this. Really awesome. And gotta reach over all this stuff. Alright, now moving into the Wii U era. Alright, so now we're at the Wii U games, and the first one I'm going to show you guys is The Legend of Zelda Wind Waker HD. Now, I just noticed, I haven't looked in here in a while, but this is not a complete copy, so just game and case. So kind of a bummer there, but not the end of the world. And I also got a complete copy of Twilight Princess HD. Absolutely fantastic game as well. And a copy of Hyrule Warriors. I really do like the Hyrule Warriors series. And a copy for the Wii U of Breath of the Wild. Something that I had to get because I just absolutely love this game. And actually, the next one is a sealed copy of Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. So 2 copies of that for the Wii U. And I also got the big box version of Twilight Princess HD. Obviously with the Wolf Link amiibo that I just recently picked up. And I am actually gonna be receiving another big box in really good condition. This one's sealed, but I'm gonna be receiving one of these boxes because I'm gonna put that other loose Twilight Princess HD game and another Wolf Link amiibo, the same exact version that is in here. I have a loose version, or a boxed version, that I'm gonna make a open box copy of the big box version. And not a big deal that I don't have the manual for the Wind Waker HD, because I have a sealed copy of the Wind Waker HD, Ganondorf collectible figurine limited edition, or whatever you want to call it. I guess you'd call this the collector's edition of it. This is absolutely awesome. I love the figure that's in there. If it wasn't sealed, I would definitely take that figure out, but it looks absolutely awesome as is. And I'm just not going to open this up. Kind of don't really have a reason to, but really, really cool. And just a couple things I wanted to show real quick that I thought were really cool. This is a Cell, art print that my buddy Steve Craig had sent me a while back for Phantom Hourglass. Now this was something that you would have got if you pre-ordered Phantom Hourglass. You would have been able to get this. And I believe you had to buy purchase a Nintendo DS and purchase the game. So that's what you had to do to get this. So pretty awesome. Thanks again, Steve. And I also have a sealed copy of the Twilight Princess HD. I guess this is the soundtrack for the game. So pretty awesome stuff there. really great music for pretty much all the Zelda games. And that takes us to the Nintendo Switch. But real quick too, I also want to show you the Wii U controller that I recently got to basically match up with the gold Wiimote that's in the big box for for Skyward Sword. So awesome stuff. This also is a sealed controller. And I'm going to be moving on to Nintendo Switch, but for my Nintendo Switch, I recently picked this up. This is the Hori, D-pad controller, the Zelda version. And this is the Japanese version, but obviously with the Japanese writing, which I think is cool because it actually has Link on the box, which the other version doesn't have, it doesn't have Link like that on the front of the box. So I thought that was pretty cool. And I also have a Breath of the Wild controller that I picked up, early on when the Switch first came out. I had picked this up, and it is still sealed. It's a wired controller. I don't really need to open it. I have so many controllers for the Switch, but still really cool to have. There's actually another one I've been kind of eyeing up recently, but really happy to have picked this up. Can't have enough controllers, that's for sure. So now moving on to the Nintendo Switch. The first one I want to show you guys is Hyrule Warriors Definitive Edition. Had to get this. Like I said, I love the Hyrule Warriors games, and this puts all the content from Hyrule Warriors for the Wii U and for Hyrule Legends on the 3DS all together on this one cartridge, and it's, it looks great in HD. It just runs better than the other versions, and they can put more enemies on screen at a time. So it is definitely the definitive version. There's so much content in this game, it's crazy. Almost too much. And the next one is my launch pickup of A Legend of Zelda. Just the normal retail copy that I picked up on launch day when the Switch launched. Because I didn't pre-order this game, but I did pre-order the Nintendo Switch, and I had to get a game. And there wasn't much to pick from, so obviously I was going to get Breath of the Wild, and I picked up one to Switch for my kids, but I wound up playing this game for probably about a good 6 months non-stop, and continued to play it over the last couple years. So absolutely love this game. And then when this came out, I want to say I don't think it was even a full year after the original release. It was around Thanksgiving, Black Friday and stuff. They came out with this version, which is the Explorers Edition, which came in this bigger box, and it also has a little art book inside. So I had to get a copy of this because by this point I totally loved this game. So I wound up getting this version, and I got another copy of it to keep sealed. So I have this open one so I can look at the art book and have the game, because my daughter likes to play this game too, so we used to both have it in one of the Switches, and I have a sealed copy that I keep on my shelf. So I love this game. And then I got the big one, so let me grab that. So right here I have the big guy, the Breath of the Wild Master Edition. This I had to get. I wanted this launch day, and I didn't have it pre-ordered, so obviously I wasn't able to get it, but I did wind up tracking it down pretty soon after the game launched, because I just really wanted to have a copy of this. And this is sealed. I haven't opened it. I probably won't open it, but you never know. But as of right now, it's still sealed. So pretty awesome. Really happy that I have this. Yeah, love this. Just love the design of the box and everything. I think it is just so cool. And then we also had on the Nintendo Switch, we had the remake of Link's Awakening. And this right here is the Dreamers edition that we got here in the United States, which comes with a little art book. And then I also have a sealed copy of Link's Awakening, the European version. Now, this is the actual limited edition, and this also comes with the art book, but you know, basically has a different art design on the hardcover of it, and it also comes with a steel book that looks like the Game Boy original with the original Game Boy you know, version of Link's Awakening playing on the screen, which is just so cool, and I had to have this version. So happy to have both versions of this, the US and the Euro release. And I also have just a basically the box for this. There was no actually official, you know, game cartridge or anything for it, because it is DLC. But I got this from my local GameStop. Actually, I wanted to get one of these, and I got it right before they were all gone. This was the last one. They didn't even think they had any left, but they just had one more, and they hooked me up with it, and that is a box for the expansion pass, which is absolutely awesome. When the game launched and this expansion pass was launching and was out, like in the beginning, they had these all over the shelves. Obviously, you would have just paid for a code, but it's still cool to have the display box in your collection. So really happy to have, you know, been able to get this. And I also have two different of the 2DS versions. I have the 2DS, the new, or no, this is just the regular 2DS Cheese Wedge version of Ocarina of Time 3D. The I guess you would call this the Link edition or something. I'm not sure what they call this, but pretty awesome. I wanted this when it launched, and unfortunately had some stuff going on and wasn't able to get it. So I finally got this recently. And when this one came out, the new 2DS XL Hylian Shield Edition, I had this pre-ordered, and I had to get this. Absolutely awesome looking. So I also have this one, so really happy to have this as well. So, as you can see, that's a ton of Zelda stuff. Just like I said, I got doubles, triples of some games. It's absolutely crazy. I just love this franchise. It's so much fun. The games are just so, you know, just classic. Everybody knows of the franchise, and it's just like most people came on at different points in the franchise's life, and I think that's the coolest part. Is, you know, I came in right when the franchise originally started, was there from the beginning, but it's still cool because then you could have people that came in on Ocarina of Time, or you know, Link to the Past, or you know, even Breath of the Wild. I mean, the new one. I mean, it's just crazy. It's just like, you know, people play these games, and you know, it's just, they're excellent. They're so well done. And you know, it's easy to hook people into that world that Nintendo builds every time. And there's so many styles and so many different games with different themes at this point. I think there's at least one game for every, you know, for every person out there. There's at least one game in the franchise that they could probably connect with. And I think that's why the franchise has done so well. And that's the reason I think that I come back for every installment of the game. Is, you know, Nintendo basically tries something different, same formula, but they try new things with each game, try to push, you know, the franchise along, and it's just came such a long way since, you know, the original one in 1986 that it's absolutely crazy. So just, I love the franchise. Can't wait for Breath of the Wild 2. Hopefully it'll be out sooner than later, and be sure that I'll be getting whatever collector's edition they get for that, or console, or I hope we get a special edition Switch or Switch Lite. That would be absolutely awesome. Alright guys, so that wraps it up. You've seen all my games for The Legend of Zelda. Too many. Probably just a ton of games. You know, but absolutely love the franchise. Sam, thanks for you know, passing this out to anybody that wanted to do it. It was my pleasure. I'd like to see anybody else's, you know, favorite franchise or collections or whatever. Leave me a comment down below. What's your guys' favorite? But thanks again, everybody, for watching. If you enjoyed the video, give it a thumbs up. And if you're not subscribed, think about subscribing to the channel. I try to put gaming content out like this as much as I can. But that's it, guys. I'm the War Train, and I'm out. Have a good one.